Hi, my name is Peter. Most of my videos are about motorcycles and motorcycle camping, but it's traditional to put out a video about how much you earned on YouTube at some point. So since it's almost a new year, I'm just going to use the year 2025 as my base. So I got monetized in 2024. So that was my first full year as a YouTube creator who's monetized. But I'm not rolling in money yet. So I wanted to share some insights into the illusion of YouTube as an income. There's a bunch of stuff that nobody tells you about being a creator on YouTube that you probably don't know. So if you're thinking about having a channel, you started a channel, you have a small channel and you haven't been monetized yet, be prepared for a few bumps in the road. I'm going to tell you what's coming, so you're better prepared. So the first thing I said I would do is I'm going to tell you how much I made. And the fact is that my videos earn on average $5.90 per thousand views. And so that means that I earned about $2,500 last year, or just a little more than $200 a month. That's a total. In fact, the top 4 videos earned more than 50% of the money for me. So most of my videos earned very little money. And only one of my videos earned more than I earn in a day as a substitute teacher. So that's why there are whole months when I don't put a video out, because I got better things to do with my time. Making videos about motorcycling requires more equipment. So therefore the overhead is greater. So not only do I have to buy action camera and microphones and a 360 camera and microphones. I'll talk about the microphones later. But I also have pay for software like Premiere Pro, and I also use the whole Adobe package. Now, you can probably find free software to do most of these things. I was already paying for the Adobe package because I was using it to make a website that I used to do my editing on. Because of AI, I'm not doing as much editing as I used to do, also because I'm getting old and I'd rather just ride my motorcycle instead of sitting in front of a computer, which is kind of ironic because I sit in front of a computer making videos a lot. Anyways, so that's how much I earned. It's not a lot. It's probably going to grow over time. It's helpful to have more and more videos out. So now I'm getting close to 100, and maybe this year I'll make a little more, but I'm not going to be going out and buying new bikes every month. I might rent a bike to test ride, and so that was something that I mentioned in my last video. Okay, so getting to number 2, and this is really important if you're thinking about a channel on YouTube. There's an old saying, if you're at the poker table and you don't know who the mark is, you're the mark. On YouTube, you're the mark. On YouTube, most creators don't even get monetized. But even after you get monetized, there's still a lot of people who are trying to make money off of you. So before you get monetized, however times it takes, it took me about 6 months, but that was actually pretty quick. They're showing your videos and they're making money off of you. You can't do anything about that. But there are other people who are trying to make money off you on YouTube. And if you watch channels that tell you how to get more views and how to do better on your channel, they're always promoting a course or some other thing that will help you. And I have not paid for any of that stuff. I have signed up. Once you sign up for something free, they're just bugging you right away to pay for more. And I've heard bad things about some of those things. So unless you're really serious about it's going to be a business, I would say avoid anybody who wants to coach you on how to do better. Just do the thing you love and don't worry about the money. And so that also comes with people sending me emails saying about how they could edit my videos and make them look better. And I'm sure they could, because I'm learning this video editing as I go along. Except I don't know how much people are going to charge me for editing, but my videos that are earning $10 are not going to pay for an editor. Maybe an editor might make it able to earn $20, but it's still not going to pay for an editor. I'm guessing you're going to pay anywhere from $100 to a couple $100 for an editor. And it could be more. I have no idea. I just tell people like that, go away, I don't want you. And there's one more place that I've spent money on, and I'm not going to do that again, and that is buying assets, like buying stock footage, buying music, buying other things to use with the video. I was using Envato, and I got some stuff from there, and that's okay. You know, it's quite expensive. I can't really complain about anything, but I'm looking for really specific motorcycle footage, and there's only a limited amount. I'm going to skip using Envato in the future, and I've kind of put together my whole catalog of video. I've got hundreds of hours of my own video, so most of the time when I make a video, I can use my own footage. A lot of creators talk about is the sponsorship. And the fact is, sponsorship doesn't pay unless you're a very big channel. And I was watching ADV Matt talk about how much he earned, which was surprisingly little for a channel that I think is very well developed. And he pointed out that all of his links through Amazon only get him credits to spend on Amazon. Doesn't get paid cash for that. And that's kind of an issue, because now if you're earning some money, you gotta buy stuff through Amazon. Well, you know, there's lots of stuff to buy on Amazon, but I hate having my choices limited to having to go to Amazon. I don't have any links to Amazon, and that pretty much dissuaded me from thinking about setting those up. The other thing is, I've been sponsored by a couple of places. I'm sponsored by Onyx Maps, and I'm sponsored by Aochi Video Screens. And the Onyx Maps, this is typical, and I found this in my editing business, running websites before, is that there's a minimum payout. If you don't get to the minimum, you don't get paid out. Quite often, the payout period is a month. Like in YouTube's case, it's a month. If you don't make $100, then you don't get paid out. But it rolls forward to the next month, of course. But in the case of Onyx, the payout period is 6 months. They do payouts twice a year. And I've sold, I think, 4 Onyx subscriptions for them, and I'm not at the $100 level, and I'm not even close yet. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get the payout for some of those sponsors. Even this is specialty for if you're a creator who's not in the US, then there's other stuff coming up about not being in the US that you really need to know. But as far as sponsorship goes, I got offered a free tent just to do mention it in a video, and it seemed like a good idea for me. I've turned down so many sponsorship things because there's stuff that I don't want, batteries and flashlights and hiking stuff and stuff that's just not related to motorcycle camping. But somebody sent me a tent, offered to send me a tent, and I said, yes, please send me that tent, right? Free tent, sounds good. It all got sorted. The tent was on its way, and then I got a message from UPS saying I have to pay a duty fee. Okay, so the duty fee is only $16. That's not bad, but the brokerage fee is $40 plus tax. So I'm paying $65 now for a free tent. And that's, you know, that's almost like buying a tent. Well, it's not. It's actually a lot cheaper than buying a tent, but you get the point, right? It's not free anymore. There's a number of drawbacks about being outside of the country. I'm going to get to another one of those at item 5, so stick around. The next one is specific to motorcycle creators. If you want to do video and talk while you're riding your motorcycle, you have to have a microphone in your helmet. It's really hard to get good sound while you're riding your motorcycle. There are creators who have videos about how to set up your helmet with a mic. And if you're interested in doing that, you should watch that because it can be a little bit complicated. I've tried a lot of different systems. I'm constantly, that's why I said microphones, right? I have gone through at least 4 different microphones looking for the ideal system, and I haven't found the ideal system yet. Your choice is either to have a microphone in your helmet or to do voiceover later. And voiceover later gives you much nicer sound, but you don't have the emotion about the reaction. You can't give a narration about this is the place that I'm at. You can't talk about what's happening at the time. What I like to do is have a microphone in my helmet, and that means either a remote mic or a wired mic. And none of the remote mics that I have tried give me good sound at speed, up to about 50 or 60 kilometers an hour, 40 miles an hour, like in slow speed, and maybe riding through the bush, that's fine. But if I'm going down the highway, I get a lot of wind noise. And so that's a problem, because you have to have good sound for people to be listening. People don't want to stick around a video if you don't have good sound. That's it for the motorcycle thing. Now, I said I was going to tell you one more thing that nobody tells you. This applies to every creator who is putting out videos on YouTube. To get monetized, you have to register with the IRS in the United States. Because if your videos show in the US, then you have to pay tax on the money you earn on those videos. The first step after you get monetized with 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watching time is to get registered with the IRS. If you're in the US, you already have a Social Security number. But if you're not in the US, you have to get this ITN. This is a tax number of a non-resident. It's a non-resident tax number that you have to get. Once you've gone through that process, then you get monetized. They put money in your bank account, but the IRS withholds money every month. And that varies because it's based on, it's only the American viewers that they tax you on. So I found that that's 16 to 18% of my income is going to the IRS. And it's kind of complicated for me to get that money back. Anyway, so that's 16 to 18% that the IRS takes. And unless you're willing to go through the process of filing with the American tax authorities and figuring out how to do that, that's money that's just lost. So I'm sorry that I didn't realize that. I can truly say nobody told me that I was going to be paying tax to the US government. And here I am. So Uncle Sam, spend it wisely. Anyways, that's my video about what I've been earning on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested in motorcycle camping content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And I've got lots of stuff planned for 2026. See you in the next one.